Succor for displaced families in Benue as Nigerian First Lady Remi Tinubu makes 1 billion naira donation. Ribadu applauds President Tinubu's non-kinetic approach in addressing Nigeria's insecurity. And from the foreign scene, air strikes spark desperation as food crisis worsens in Gaza amid Israeli strikes. Good evening and welcome to Osrc News at 7. Kunle Ariyo is my name. The Ondo State Ministry of Health has reaffirmed its commitment to eliminating malaria in the state. This was the focus of the official inauguration of the Insecticide-Treated Net (ITN) Replacement Campaign Coordination Committee (ICCN) and the Security Advisory Team (SAT). The committees are charged with overseeing the mass distribution of mosquito nets and ensuring the safety of campaign personnel across the state. Blessing Obe reports.
Malaria continues to pose a serious public health threat affecting people of all ages across Nigeria. In response, government and health partners have intensified the routine distribution of insecticide-treated nets (ITNs) as a critical intervention. In line with this effort, the Ondo State Ministry of Health convened stakeholders for the inauguration of the ITN Replacement Campaign Coordination Committee and the Security Advisory Team. Welcoming participants, the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry, Dr. Adeniro Ikuomola, highlighted the essential roles both committees will play in ensuring the campaign success. He urged members to show leadership, dedication, and commitment.
We have very important stakeholders in the execution of this project. We owe it the duty putting our best towards the execution of the project and ensuring that the people of the state will benefit maximally, especially in ensuring that we provide the leadership, the coordination that is required for the success of the campaign on August this year.
Representatives from partner organizations including the Malaria Consortium, Institute of Human Virology Nigeria, and the World Health Organization delivered goodwill messages pledging continued support for the fight against malaria.
The milestone that will take the states to a very livable level. And Malaria Consortium is very happy to partner with Ondo State because being a state that actually show what we call that like a mirror to other states. Having participated in big activity for this particular activity, I see the way the state is actually being involved. So that shows commitment, and Malaria Consortium is very happy to achieve that.
Special thank you to the leadership of the State Ministry of Health for the enabling support they bring to all partners in the state, and particularly fostering collaboration amongst all the NGOs working in the health space.
The Commissioner for Health, Dr. Banji Ajaka, stressed the urgent need to eliminate malaria in Ondo State, noting that doing so is critical to improving resident health outcomes.
As you all know, if we take malaria out of the disease body in Ondo State or in Nigeria, we are warm and dry. If we take malaria out, we are warm and dry. That's why this effort is highly appreciated, and God will help us.
The inauguration ceremony then followed, formally ushering in members of both committees.
I want to inaugurate this committee that will do the campaign and the advisory, security advisory committee that will lead us in the area of security for this particular exercise.
The committees, comprising representatives from health sector, media, security agencies, and other relevant stakeholders, are tasked with driving awareness campaigns and coordinating the mass distribution of ITNs across all 18 local government areas, while also ensuring the safety of field operations. Blessing Obe, Osrc News.
Meanwhile, the Nigerian Medical Association has issued a 21-day notice of total and indefinite strike over the alleged failure of the federal government to address its long-standing demands. The association, in a communique released following its emergency delegates meeting held in Abuja, expressed deep disappointment over the protracted negotiations with the government on issues affecting doctors' welfare across the country, while expressing optimism that the government would act responsibly to avert a nationwide industrial action. The association noted that the risk such neglect poses to the already fragile health system and urged the government to consider the health needs of citizens and well-being of medical professionals. First Lady Remi Tinubu has announced a 1 billion naira donation by the Renewed Hope Initiative to support families displaced by suspected elders attack in Benue State. She made the announcement at the Benue State Government House during her condolence visit to the state following the attack on Yelawata community in June, which claimed over 100 lives. According to her, the donation aligned with the mission of the Renewed Hope Initiative, which is intended to help displaced families regain stability, return to their livelihoods, and build better lives. We'll take a break now. When we'll come back, we'll give you more stories. Please stay with us.
It is time to prioritize your health with the Jiggy Ashwaju Free Medical Outreach. Date Thursday, 7th August 2025. Time 8 a.m. prompt. Venue Grassroots Movement for Tinubu Office, number 25, Oyemekun Road, at Digbola Junction, Akure. Come and enjoy a full range of absolutely free medical services, medical checkups, eye examinations, free eyeglasses, free medications, and many more health-boosting surprises. It is your chance to care for your body, protect your vision, and take charge of your health at no cost. Tell your neighbors, bring your family. This is a medical outreach with purpose and compassion. Proudly brought to you by the Grassroots Movement for Tinubu Ondo State Chapter, working to build a healthier and stronger community. GMT. In God we trust.
Enjoy the delicious blend of cocoa, milk, and sugar with the chocolaty nourishment of Peak Chocolate Milk Powder. Peak. Reach for your peak.
Thanks for rejoining us. You're still watching it at 7 Osrc TV. You can watch us live on our website www.osrc.ng or follow us on Facebook at Osrc TV, and on YouTube you can subscribe to our channel Osrc TV Ondo. Fear and shock have gripped Odibo town in Odibo local government area of Ondo State following the gruesome killing of a 15-year-old boy, Emmanuel, allegedly by his elder brother, Daniel. The horrifying incident occurred near the isolated Uribara River, a well-known landmark in the area. According to eyewitnesses, 26-year-old Daniel reportedly lured his younger brother to the riverbank and beheaded him in an act that has left residents terrified. Witnesses explained that the brothers, both sons of a respected police officer in the community, were seen earlier walking towards the river in a seemingly playful manner. A resident, Roland Akikumin, said the crime came to light when a passerby attempting to cross the river spotted Daniel trying to conceal the severed head in a bag and raised the alarm. Meanwhile, angry residents of the town descended on Daniel following the sad incident and was beaten to coma before he was rushed to the hospital where he was confirmed dead. The incident has since sparked fear and confusion in the community, with many struggling to comprehend the motive behind the brutal killing. Meanwhile, Police Public Relations Officer in Ondo State, Anyolade Olushola, has confirmed the incident in a telephone conversation with Osrc.
It was reported that someone has beheaded his elder brother, and the guy they were beating him. Our men rushed to the scene, and they saw the guy whose younger brother's head was in his hand. So immediately, because he was badly beaten, he was taken to the hospital, and unfortunately yesterday, he died in the hospital. We will ensure that justice is served. Don't do justice and unauthorized beating of suspects will not be allowed. The Commissioner of Police have called that all those who are involved in the beating of the said suspect should be apprehended. And we are working assiduously to ensure that they are all arrested and brought to book.
That was the Ondo State Police Public Relations Officer speaking on the killings in Odibo. The Ogun State government has reminded cattle elders engaged in open grazing that they risk a 3-year jail term and confiscation of cattle as stipulated in the Animal Grazing Regulation and Cattle Ranch Establishment Law 2020. The state government, in a statement by Special Advisor on Media and Strategy to the Governor, Kayode Akimaden, decried the continued violation of the law by certain elders in the state, warning that government would not hesitate to enforce the provisions of the law to the letter. Akimade, who said the law was passed to address incessant bloody encounters between elders and farmers, added that the state remains fully committed to modern cattle rearing and farming practices to guarantee the safety and security of the people. The bill was signed into law by Governor Dapo Abiodun in 2021. The Nigerian Association of Chambers of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture, NASIMA, has urged the diplomatic community to back Nigeria's private sector in its push for economic transformation. NASIMA National President Dr. Jani Ibrahim, at the NASIMA's inaugural Economic Diplomacy Dialogue held in Abuja, described the initiative as a new dawn in strategic partnership between Nigeria's organized private sector and international partners. Minister of Foreign Affairs Yusuf Tuga at the event stated the importance of NASIMA to the Tinubu administration's initiatives in terms of promoting trade and investment, strengthening supply and value chains in Nigeria. He highlighted the government's strategic opportunities approach, one that avoids ideological alignment and focuses instead on building pragmatic economic partnership. Governor Dauda Lawan of Zamfara State has approved the appointment of Alhaji Abubakar Ibrahim Bello as the new Emir and Zaki Katsina of Gusau Emirate. The Secretary to the Zamfara State Government, Malam Abubakar Nakwada, who made this known, stated that the appointment was based on the traditional recommendation of the Gusau Emirate lawmakers, kingmakers rather, in accordance with established customs and relevant laws. Governor Lawan, while congratulating the new Emir, urged him to uphold the noble legacy of his forefathers, especially as a direct descendant of Malam Zambo Dan Ashafa. The governor further called on the Emir to be a beacon of unity, peace, and development, promoting harmonious coexistence across the Gusau Emirate and beyond. We'll take another break now. When we'll come back, we'll give you more stories. Please stay with us.
The camp of the All Progressives Congress continues to swell because of programs that are people-centered. In Ondo State, notable leaders of the People's Democratic Party in Idore Federal Constituency are set to join the APC. So, on Thursday, 31st July 2025, the APC will welcome a large crowd of eminent citizens, including the Member House of Representatives representing Idore Federal Constituency, Honorable Festus Akingbaso, also known as Fesi West, Chief of Staff to former Governor of Ondo State, Dr. Kola Ademujimi, former Accountant General of Ondo State, Dr. Lawrence Layi Ibukun, former Leader of Council in the Federal Local Government, Honorable Moses Bolarinde, and former Chairman of Idore Local Government, Honorable Taye Sunday, also known as Nashito. Venue is Depot Roundabout, Odude Idore, by 10 a.m. Welcome to the greatest and largest political party in Africa, the APC. Idore Ifedore Central Planning Committee announcer.
The Nigeria Broadcasting Awards TMBA is back for its second edition. Are you the voice behind the mic, the face on the screen, or the producer of that story that moves the nation? Broadcasters from Bond member stations can now submit their best work. Entries open from July 1st to July 31st, 2025. There are 12 award categories, each for radio and television, from Best Station of the Year to Best News, Drama, Sports, Documentary, and Talk shows, whether in English or rendered in indigenous languages. Eligible entries are for works aired between January 1st and December 31st, 2024. Do you have what it takes to be named Presenter of the Year, Reporter of the Year, Newscaster of the Year, or Channel of the Year? Then visit www.tmbaawards.ng on how to submit your entries. The Nigeria Broadcasting Awards, celebrating excellence.
Welcome back and thanks for joining us. The National Security Advisor Nuhu Ribadu says Boko Haram attacks, banditry and communal conflicts in the northern region have reduced drastically in the last 2 years of President Tinubu's administration compared to what the situation was in the last administration. Ribadu, while addressing northern leaders at the ongoing 2-day interactive session in Kaduna State, noted that the successes recorded in the fight against insecurity is as a result of President Tinubu's directive to security agencies on a unified security approach. He stated that the various security operations across the northwest have led to the release of 11,259 hostages as at May 2025. He added that several bandit leaders and their gang members have been eliminated by security forces in Zamfara, Kaduna, and Katsina states. And straight to the foreign scene now, representatives from more than 125 countries have gathered at the United Nations for a 3-day conference on achieving a two-state solution for Israel and Palestine. The US and Israel are boycotting the event, labeling it a public stunt. France and Saudi Arabia are co-hosting the gathering. Aderonke Kolawole now reports.
A day-long conference at the UN, an attempt to kickstart a new global push for the implementation of a two-state solution between Israel and Palestine.
La France est prête.
France is ready to fully recognize the state of Palestine and will do so in the month of September. This is to build a new alliance between the people in the region based on justice, mutual recognition, and shared humanity, and to close the terrible chapter on war and to open a long-awaited chapter on peace.
22 months since Israel's war on Gaza began and Israel's ongoing expansion of illegal settlements in the occupied West Bank. There is urgency to take action before a Palestinian state could be geographically impossible. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres said steps need to be taken to avoid that outcome.
Immediately ending violence, immediately ceasing annexation and settlement activities as called by the International Court of Justice, rejecting the forced displacement of the Palestinian population from any part of the occupied Palestinian territory.
Neither Israel or the United States participated in the conference. Washington put out a statement calling it an ill-timed publicity stunt. But in a press conference, Saudi Arabia's foreign minister said the U.S. plays a crucial role.
I am firmly in the belief that U.S. engagement, and especially the engagement of President Trump, can be a catalyst for an end to the immediate crisis in Gaza and potentially a resolution of the Palestinian-Israeli conflict in the long term.
Qatar's Prime Minister is playing an instrumental role in the Gaza ceasefire negotiation, says the conference needs to bear results.
We hope that this conference would represent a turning point that would lead to tangible commitments, not just statements, and would pave the way towards practical steps, towards the implementation of the two-state solution.
Notably, the UK and Germany are two countries that have yet to recognize a Palestinian state. They are both under increased pressure now to do so, and that was in part the purpose of this conference. The recognition of a two-state solution is not just an aspirational goal talked about the conference, but something that can actually be implemented. Aderunke Kolawole, Osrc News.
Hospitals across Gaza are inundated with Palestinians injured in Israeli airstrikes. At least 92 people have been killed on Monday, 41 of them while they were waiting for food. Israel says it has committed to daily 10-hour pauses in military operations in parts of Gaza, but bombs are still raining down. Food drops are sporadic, as are the trucks meant to be delivering vital aid to the starving population. Victoria Olawale has more.
A moment of hope from above becomes a frantic scramble of life and death below. This is what an Israeli food drop looks like. Panic and desperation. As aid stalls at Gaza's borders, random airdrops are proving little comfort.
What was dropped is not enough. There are people who didn't get anything. We demand more. We're starving.
The drops are Israel's latest efforts to ease mounting international pressure to end Israel's genocide by starvation in Gaza, a crisis that the U.S. president acknowledged on Monday.
Some of those kids that's real starvation stuff, I see it, and you can't fake that. So we're going to be even more involved. We did some airlifts before, some airdrops, and the people are running for it.
The able-bodied stand little chance of getting aid. For those left weak by the war, it's near impossible.
The way the aid is brought in, it's not appropriate at all. It gives to some people and deprives others. My husband has injured his leg. He can't go. I tried several times but couldn't get anything. So who will feed us?
Aid waits to be granted entry into Gaza.
At the moment, we're looking at almost 470,000 people that are enduring famine-like conditions, 90,000 women and children that are in need for nutrition treatments.
As the food crisis worsens, the Israeli attacks continue. Children, among others, injured in Karanis. There are craters where tents once stood. At least 25 Palestinians were killed in two separate attacks, targeting homes here, leaving survivors without a home or their loved ones.
We do not want aid. We want them to stop the war and let us live in safety. We are tired. We can't even buy a diapers bag for the little girl. We wish that the mediators stop the war for 2 weeks or a month to rest, breathe, and live like people.
To live like people is a dream which many feels out of reach. And as ceasefire negotiations stall, strikes and starvation continue to sink their teeth deeper into Gaza. Victoria Olawade, Osrc News.
Straight to sports now. Jubilation has swept across Nigeria following the Super Falcons record extending 10th Women's African Cup of Nations title, while the government and private individuals have announced rewards for the team The victory has also ignited calls for fair treatment and recognition of athletes across all sports. Ayo Oluwatomiwa Adetunji reports.
Nigeria have won the Women's Cup of Nations for a 10th time.
From the street of Lagos to the market of Kano and the neighborhoods of Akure, Nigerians are celebrating a familiar triumph, the Super Falcons, once again, reigning supreme on the continent.
A very huge grace opportunity for this country. As a giant of Africa, we spell out that name and we make that name to happen. We are the giant.
Amidst the celebrations, the federal government has promised cash rewards and national honors for the players and the technical crew. Some state governors and private organizations have also announced gifts ranging from cash to houses and endorsements.
I hereby direct the allocation of 3-bedroom apartments for each of the players and technical crew in our Renew Hope Estate. In addition, there is a cash award of the Naira equivalent of $100,000 each.
It's a gesture widely applauded, but also a reminder of the unequal attention and compensation given to the athletes in other sports.
This is what's happening everywhere across the globe, This is what the US, Brazilian, and every other people do. And this is the only way they can benefit from the country. And it's okay, but at the same time, if it can be done to all other sports as well, both junior, both senior, encourage other coaches as well from all other sports.
Some athletes say why this Falcons victory is inspiring, it underlines how reward systems in Nigerian sports are often skewed.
It's very necessary. It's a kind of encouragement, even for the oncoming ones, that your struggle will never be in vain. It's supposed to be like that. At least encourage them. They've suffered months in camp. Athletes should be encouraged. Now, before, when it's our time, when we're participating, it's not all about money. But these days, because of how things are in Nigeria, they need to be encouraged.
Nigerians agree that football deserves applause, but many are now calling on the government and corporate bodies to extend such support to athletes in other disciplines, especially those who excel on the international stage. With 10 WAFCON titles, the Super Falcons have become a symbol of excellence and resilience, but their victory also spotlights the need for balanced reward systems and broader investment in Nigerian sport. As the nation basks in the Falcons' latest triumph, many hope this moment sparks lasting change for all of Nigerian sporting heroes. Ayo Oluwatomiwa Adetunji, Osrc News.
With that sports, we've come to the end of the bulletin tonight. But before we go, let's take a look at the main point. We told you that First Lady Oluremi Tinubu has announced a 1 billion naira donation to support displaced families of suspected elders attack in Benue State. The move, she said, aligned with the mission of the Renewed Hope Initiative, which is intended to help displaced families regain stability. We also told you that the National Security Advisor Nuhu Ribadu has claimed that security has greatly improved in the northern part of the country as a result of President Tinubu's non-kinetic approach. Finally, we told you that Israeli air strikes have killed at least 92 people with 41 deaths as Gaza battles worsen food crisis. And that's it on the news at 7. Well, thank you for being a part of it. Good evening.